you're a little man. It's not that you're short, you're little in the mind and in the heart. Tonight you tried to make a man little whose boots you couldn't touch if you stood on tiptoe on top of the highest mountain.
Oh, Christine, this is a lovely house.
It's Christineth. Are you stupid or are you deaf?
Christineth! You idiot! You come to our house, you get my wife's name right!
What?
Christineth!
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war,
you're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards.
I'm not playing cards.
Right.
I wrote a blank check to the American people that said payable up to the value of my life. And this is the return on that investment that I've gotten. It's really, really hard to take. Really hard to take. I've saved lives dangling off of cliffs in the North Cascades. I saved the life of a cardiac patient on the Natchez Loop Trail just outside Mount Rainier National Park. I stood in the way as 100-foot flames burned toward the town of Natchez, and myself, along with numerous other now fired federal workers, prevented that town from burning. I have always placed myself between the danger and my fellow citizens. And now I feel like I've been cast aside like some sort of parasite class or some kind of fraud. These heartless and gutless firings will lead to the loss of lives and property.
The nation's report card was released this week, and the news is not good. It showed that U.S. students had record low reading comprehension scores last year. It's National School Choice Week, and in part of the president's commitment to education, he just left a roundtable in the Roosevelt Room focused on this issue with leaders from across the country. The national report card showed that 70% of 8th graders were below proficient in reading, and 40% of 4th graders did not even meet the basic reading levels. This is completely unacceptable to the president, and he continues to take aggressive actions to address this education problem in our country. He signed an executive order this week prohibiting federal funding of the indoctrination of our children, including radical gender ideology and critical race theory in the classroom. The president believes American education should focus on cultivating patriotic citizens who are ready for the workforce. And this action will help get schools back on track and defend fundamental parental rights in education.
People all around the world are absolutely hating Americans right now. More specifically, they're hating who's in charge, but there is a trickle-down effect to those who voted for Trump. There are so many people in this country that don't realize we are not viewed favorably. We are not the golden children that you think that we are. The rest of the world is moving on without us. The rest of the world is finding other allies and finding other resources. Many of you keep doubling and tripling down on what the Trump administration is currently doing, but there are many of us that can see clearly that we are losing our allies right and left. Have you had a conversation with a Canadian lately? I understand that many of you voted for this, and this is exactly what you want. But there are plenty of us that are not okay with the way things are going right now. And we understand why the rest of the world is fed up with us.